There's supposed to be a One Piece magazine that is dropping a special feature called The Wings, and it's supposed to be about Zoro and Sanji. The contents involved are supposed to be a fold-out poster of Zoro and Sanji's well-known battles, Zoro and Sanji sticker sheets, and what most fans are excited for, chapter 1 of Zoro's novel, and it's set to release June 4th. However, it was recently revealed that Oda will not be supervising this novel, meaning that the contents that are within this novel will no longer be canon. As a Zoro fan, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little bit disappointed after hearing that news, and I wanted to talk about it today. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. With that away, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's talk about why Oda no longer supervising Zoro's novel affects his death as a character. What exactly were we expecting from Zoro's novel? As I mentioned earlier, it would just be one chapter, and it would be penned by Jun Isaka, who is also the writer of One Piece Heroines. The novel will put Zoro at the center stage, where we travel back in time before he met Luffy. It will also focus heavy on Zoro's travel as a pirate hunter, and the first chapter is rumored to be titled Prologue to Sakaze, which literally translated as Bamboo Grass Wind, which is a dish served with onigiri, one of Zoro's signature attacks. There have been several novels that Oda has supervised, and two include novels like Odyssey and Novel A, which is Ace's novel. But there have also been some works that Oda did not supervise, including Law's novel, One Piece Straw Hat Stories, and One Piece Heroines. The significance on whether or not something has been supervised by Oda means whether or not we're allowed to consider it canon. And I'll give it an asterisk for One Piece Odyssey because that's a video game and it has nothing really to do with the story. But since One Piece is such a long and vast series, a lot of different material that isn't necessarily as important to be included in the story, Oda, he typically reveals them through an SBS, through data books, Biffer cards, and some novels. And although there's different novels like Heroines or Straw Hat Stories that are good reads, them not being supervised by Oda, it doesn't add anything extra to the story, and you could honestly equate those novels to being fan fiction. The reason why this is such a big deal is because Zoro's character is not fleshed out like a lot of people would want it to be, and that's not to say that Zoro's character is poorly written, because technically how he's written, a lot of people like his character, beating that Zoro is a well-written character. Personally, I think a common misconception is that Zoro's character, the only good quality about him is that he's loyal to Luffy, and this is not me making an analysis video talking about his character, but anytime I hear that statement as Zoro's only good quality, I don't really like it, because he's so much more than that. He's the second in command of the Straw Hat crew, and he's a voice of reason whenever different individuals on the crew want to do something rash. He has his own dreams that he wants to pursue, his own ideals. He's willing to sacrifice himself for the sake of others. There's so much more to his character than just him being loyal, which is why Wano is so frustrating as a Zoro fan, because we can all agree that every single Straw Hat has an arc dedicated to them, and there are some that get a little bit more than others, like Sanji, like Luffy, like Robin, compared to someone like Usopp and Zoro. But I think we can all agree that we were expecting Wano to be Zoro's arc, which it was, but at the same time, we didn't get everything that we really wanted to see. Don't get it twisted, we got to see some amazing stuff from Zoro in terms of his physical growth in the story. He is a confirmed Conqueror's Haki user. He fought against two Yonko and Big Mom and Kaido. He scarred Kaido, a feat only Kazuki Oden had done. He fought against a Lunarian and unlocked advanced conquerors, and we can honestly argue that's one of the best animated fights throughout the entirety of the series. He also defeated 3 supernovas, so we can definitely say that during Wano, Zoro had his moment. Like, I think we can all agree that in his fight against King, us learning about how swords, they're not really cursed, and it's that the user isn't strong enough, that was really cool. But why is it that we didn't get to see Zoro visiting Ryuma's Zoro's grave, and why did we have to see and learn about his family ties and his family tree in the SBS instead of the actual story. I'm not the biggest fan of comparing these two because they say that comparison is the thief of joy, and I love both Sanji and Zoro for a different reason. I will confidently say this, that I love Zoro as a character more, but I will acknowledge and believe that Sanji is a more complete and a well-rounded character. Think of it like stats in a video game. I think Sanji, if he had a circle that had a lot of attributes in it, I think that it would be more balanced. Compared to Zoro, I think that his stats, they would look more like a triangle where it's in more of a one or two direction in a tremendous way. Sanji is a character that had two backstories. He had two arcs in order to flesh out his character, and I'm not saying that Zoro should get a second backstory or anything, but the one arc that we're expecting to learn more about him, we didn't really get that. And what we did end up getting about Zoro and his character, about his lineage, it was off screen and revealed outside of the story. This is why there are plenty of arguments about other deuterogonists in anime that Zoro is one of the weaker ones, not necessarily saying that those characters are better than him, but I personally think that they're a little bit more well-rounded, a little bit more complete, like for example Vegeta, Sasuke, Gray, and Bakugo. As I mentioned, I don't necessarily think that they are better characters than Zoro. I just think that with how much of their past affects who they are currently in the story, how some have to accept it or some have to atone for the mistakes that they made, I think it makes their characters a lot more interesting. Just to reiterate, I do think that Zoro is a good character, and I think that he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. However, I think he could have been an even better character if he was fleshed out a little bit more, primarily seeing more about his past and how it shaped him to be the man that he is today. Because in all honesty, the only thing we've really seen about his past is his promise with Kuina. I would have loved to see more of the gaps that we've missed of him leaving his village and becoming a bounty hunter. How did he become famous and who did he defeat? How did he change by becoming a bounty hunter? I wouldn't change how Zoro's character is in the current story, but just seeing the people that influenced him or how he was similar to some of his ancestors like Pinzoro or Ryuma, I think that will add so much more to his character, which I thought we'd get in his novel, and technically I guess you could say we will. However, it won't be canon, so it really won't matter. You could also make the argument that eventually, maybe in his fight with Mihawk, we'll see a little bit more of this side of Zoro, but we're already 1,000 chapters in and it doesn't look like it'll happen. Let me know how you guys feel about Zoro's character, and if you think that he lacks a little bit of depth, and if not, do you guys think that his character is perfect the way it is? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.